Howdy folks, my name's Darren from RC Scale Models, and today I'm back with you with another kit. Today we're going to be taking a look at a kit from Eduard. It's one of their limited editions. It's 1/48 scale, double combo. Aircraft nickname Roof. I'm not sure if this is the Mitsubishi Zero version or if it's the Nakajima aircraft version of the Zero. But nonetheless, let's take a look inside this one. So nice box art from Eduard. So here's this side of the box. We have some of the grey schemes like the grey green and the normal green ones. They're still naval aircraft even though they're green, but they're land based. That's what the green ones are. This side, kit number 11171. Some more schemes. These are the green variants, which looks pretty cool. So nice sturdy box from Eduard as always. So we'll be going inside the instruction sheet. Remember, this is dual combo, so we're going to get two of everything too. Two clear, two lots of wings, fuselage and cowlings and stuff. And here's the float. So basically this is the extra sprues and stuff. Basically it's based off the normal Zero that they released about a year back. Markings, two lots of PE. So there'll be seat belts and instrument panels and stuff, and your all important masks. So no further ado, we go straight into an instructions manual. So again, same picture on the box art, pretty cool. So looks like what we have here is complete history of the aircraft, which is pretty cool. So it is the Nakajima version, not the Mitsubishi. So 1942 to 1945 the aircraft was done. Pretty cool. So if you like your history, good read up. That's pretty cool. And now basically Eduard's way of their doing things. Everything here is your sprues. Everything in blue is parts not needed, so it shows that there's later variants coming down the line, or it's taken from another kit. Like I say, I'm pretty sure majority of this aircraft, the actual base aircraft, is taken from the Zero, normal Zero, and then they've just added the floats. Your PE masks, colour callouts are always done by guns, so you're just going to have to do your reference if you don't like using guns. Standard way within aircraft is always working in the cockpit area. These red segments are being replaced with the phalanx etch if you wish to do so. So this is nicely detailed inside the cockpit area, and you've got your colour callouts as you work away along. And now we have the pilot seat, phalanx etch seat belts, bulkhead and the seat rack, cockpit floor, flight stick and levers. Again, as you're working your way along, the red parts are being replaced. More internal parts. These are probably radios, maybe, I'm not sure. Attaching all your cockpit together, making up this little sub-assembly, which is like what it looks like here. And this is the instrument panel, again, phalanx etch replacement. A couple of, I think they are cannons that come out of the nose as well. You're not really going to see that, even though they give you it in the kit. It looks like oxygen bottles as well for the pilot. Steps 10. Two halves of the fuselage going together, and your cockpit drops in from underneath. The tail and rudder going in, wing and wing spar, upper wing section going together. These look like guns, maybe, I'm not sure. Opening up 0.6mm holes on the wing if you're going to attach bombs, for bombs only. Also attaching the flaps. Doesn't say anything about degree angle, so if you can't have them to flap down or whatever. Looks like they're only fixed in place, which is a bit of a shame. A couple of details at the back. No, that's not a gun. That is not a gun. That goes at the back here I have no idea what that is. Tailplanes and flaps again, going in the back, attaching your fuselage to the wing, which is pretty standard. Every manufacturer does it this way. And now, why we've got a cockpit area again? We've got step 7 again, Dave. Step 8. So, for some reason we've got another section. They've made a mistake. I've got 2 pages the same. And it goes into 21. We are missing pages. Right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and switch cameras over to the computer. We're going to go to ScaleMates and I'm going to show you the rest of the pages that are missing. So it looks like we're missing cockpit detail. No, sorry, not cockpit. There's no engine detail. There's no canopy detail. Nothing to do with the floats. Yeah, the instructions have been messed up. We're missing pages. So, right. Nonetheless, I'll cut this off now, and we're going to switch to the missing pages. Okay, folks, we are over on the computer, and now I'm going to reference to showing you how to call up the instructions that we're missing. So, ScaleMates is a great website. Check out ScaleMates at the top here is the information. What I'll do is I'll leave the link in the description of ScaleMates, its main page, and I'll leave this section as well on the 0, so you can go and get the instructions. Your kit may be okay, your instructions may be okay, but for some reason my instructions seem to be messed up, which is a bit of a shame. So does this make this a super rare EDAR kit because of the mistake? Who knows. But nonetheless, it gives you the information of the kit. Go here, see download, takes you to another section which opens up another page, and this is instructions. So this is another way of calling up for any instructions, any kit, information, history. It's a great website. So go all the way down. This is basically instructions how it should be. You can go and print it off as well up here in the top corner, so you can print your copy off. This is all okay. This was page 2, 3, 10. This was okay. The tailplanes. Right, this is the page we were missing here, which was the engine detail. So it looks like we have 2 parts of the engine: the front, the piping, main engine. Builds up a nice engine detail. Obviously, there's going to be extras coming out for this. Resin engine possibly. You can buy extra wiring. As I say, once it's inside the cowling, you wouldn't see an awful lot anyway. Also, you've got your colour callouts to go around. You can also zoom in and out. So let's zoom in. So engine, they're calling out for black or H2. Do reference material. The piping is all black. So if that's the case, then just build it all one and paint it black. But the front part is a blue grey, which is pretty standard. I'd like to paint my engine generally a dark metal grey colour, and a little bit of dry brushing, that type of thing. So attaching your engine and the back plate into the fuselage. Bombs, again, remember drilling up the wheels, drilling up the holes in the wing for your bombs, which is optional. Here's a jig, so do not glue. Front part of your cowling going in, and the sides and top, and remove the jig to give you that shape and structural. Extra parts on the side. What we have here, we have a couple of parts they're asking you to fill in the wings. Is questionable, in other words, they're not sure about it, because I imagine this is taken from the actual Zero fighter. So this is, they're saying for C, F and G, H marking options only, so just beware. And another thing you want to pay attention to, because they do several variants of kits in one boxing, and obviously they break it down so some parts be different in the aircraft itself. So like this, for instance, it's just to be aware of. So pick your marking. So if you're going to do C version, and then check all the way through the kit and see what requires to build that C variant. So like down here for the float plane, for certain parts it's for A, B and C version only. It's probably to do with these rudder parts. Removing this bulge, there's some slight differences, or adding the bulge even. We've got this part here, no idea what this is. The lower part of the float, sorry. Outriggers look pretty okay. Attaching your float and outriggers. Ladder, bombs, again bombs are optional. This is what we're all missing. Spinner and blades, propeller and stuff, the prop. Canopy detail, which we're all missing. This is canopy open, gun sight, slightly off center, pitot tubes, canopy closed, aerial. This is what we're missing. Attaching your prop at the front, more pitot tubes. This looks to be okay. This is the jig for the float. Yeah, so everything from here onwards now is pretty okay. So yeah, like I say, I'll leave a link in the description of Scalemates. Check it out. Great way of getting history on stuff. Okay folks, now we're back after some confusion and some missing pages. We're back onto main instructions. Now this section here is the dolly for your float to sit into, which is nice. They've included that. And then basically this is the rest of the aircraft being put together. Your dolly being attached to your airframe for display purposes. Here's your canopy masks and the colour for your dolly. They're calling out for Japanese grey and obviously tyre black. And then goes into colour callouts. We do have a set of colour callouts at the start, which again I think is a mistake because they've added this when it shouldn't be in there. So first set of colours which we have here, which is navy grey green colour, which is basic navy colours as the zero's always been. So pretty basic this one. It's just grey green and just the red parts. This one's pretty much the same, but we have a slight difference in the tail. This one's a little bit more desirable because we have the leading edge yellow stripes and we have the blue, so that's a little bit better. This one's pretty cool because we have the green. I do like the green float plane. It looks much better than this grey one. These seem to be all 1943. This one here is another green version, 1943. Another green version, 43. 44, this one. There's a base in Japan. This one here with the lightning stripe, 44. And on the back we have stencil data. So pretty cool, apart from these instructions being incorrect and missing pages. That's a bit of a pain. Nonetheless, as I say, Scalemates, I've shown you how to correct it and call up nestle parts and whatever is you're missing. Masks, nothing to say about these. These are always die cut. They work really well. I pretty much use Eduard masks for all my builds, even if they're not made by Eduard. I can still go and buy their mask set for them for the kit. Photo etch, PE, love it or hate it. These are pretty good back in the day, but now obviously new manufacturers coming out with 3D printed decals from Quinta, Red Fox, even Eduard are doing their own 3D printed decals, so they're a little bit better and nicer, but these do work. I find at the stage when the canopy was closed, these work really well now, but if you're having it open, new 3D decals is the way to go. Eduard's masks, sorry not masks, decals. So there are the new decals still. There's still that weird carrier film issue. I'm still yet to build one of their newer kits and try the decals out. Couldn't tell you what the problem is, but something to do with the carrier film being on top and not the bottom, and try to remove it and whatever. But they do look not nice and crisp and clean. But I noticed the carrier film, if you look at it, is like it's not in register. It looks way off as well. It's really weird. So there's 2 lots of stencils, and your main decal sheet is basically the Rising Suns. Very simple markings. You could always paint these on because they're just basically circles. You probably want to use the rest of these for the insignia. Serial number for the aircraft, cockpit instrument panels. They're pretty cool. Nothing fancy, just round circles. These ones look pretty good in register, and the carrier have done it to bed. Instrument panels, dials, your lettering, stripes. So everything's going to be doubled up, so we're only going to need to look at one set. So we've got 2 sets of clear. Come in a nice sealable bag. I have got a couple of parts off my off the sprues come off already. So sadly one of my canopy pieces have come off. It's not damaged, lucky enough. So here is the other rest of them. They look pretty good. This one has a weird piece on the canopy. No idea what that's for. These are the main canopy parts. Pretty damn good. Eduard do some of the best clear parts I've seen. Their clear parts are pretty damn good. Couple of lights. Very fine detail parts here. So just be super careful taking these off the sprue. So here's going to be 2 lots of wings and stuff. And part of the float. So again, like I say, there is 2 of everything. So this looks like the part of the dolly system. Part of the lower flake, bulkheads, the propeller, wheels for the dolly, cockpit area. This is part of the dolly. Pretty cool. Actually, that might not be for. Actually, would that be for the dolly? It would be, or wouldn't it? I'm not sure. Can't remember now. But nonetheless, nice detail. Small parts. There's your part of your rudder. Part of the float. Nice rivet detail. Mixture of raised and recessed sections on there. Pretty cool. Here's that large framing. It's all of the bolt detail. It looks like angle iron and stuff how it's made. Part of the dolly system. Nice blades. Prop. Bulkhead. Instrument panels, or side of the instrument panel of the cockpit area. And this is part of the dolly system again. Nicely done. Now again, 2 of these wings. Pretty cool. Nice rivet detail. Fine. Clean, crisp. Upper wing section again, mixture of raised and recessed and rivets. Some of the Eduards, some of their finest detail, and some of their cleanest kits ever. Very nice. It's quite a weird subject for them to do. You wouldn't think of them doing a Zero, but they have, and I imagine they've sold pretty well. Second lot sprues, fuselage halves. Again, two of these. There's not a ton of parts, but they are highly detailed kits, and I do like Eduard. And I haven't built one in a long time, and I might actually get back into building one again. So this is part of the cowling, fine detail again. Now fuselage halves, again superb detail all over. And I'm not sure how well you can see this, but the detail seems to be right around the leading edge. It doesn't fade away like some manufacturers. Tails. Now this is I think is a jig, if I remember correctly, for your cowling to go around, so don't glue your cowling to it, because otherwise you'd be screwed. Front part of the cowling, more flaps, top of the cowling. So yeah, again, nicely done, Edward. And the last set of sprues is the parts that are missing in the instructions, which is the float and the engine sections. So we have engine detail, so nicely done. Fine detail parts all up here. Just be careful taking off the sprue. There's your cannons, cockpit instrument panels. This is more cockpit area. Now this is 2 bulk engine parts, and then your wiring to go around it. Again, Edard do their basic stuff like you see here with the kit, and then they bring up their ton of aftermarket to go on top to make it super detailed. You can go as far and little as you want with Edard, which is a nice touch. And they do their several versions of kits. You get weekend editions, which is just a kit, and then you get normally Profi Pack editions, which gives you the photo etching kit, and then you get collector's editions, which is what you see here. Sometimes they used to do the Royal Crown, I think it was, or Royal Class edition or something like that, and it used to be tons of extras and whatever. But again, nicely done, nicely detailed. You wouldn't get to see an awful lot of this engine anyway once it's inside that cowling, and parts of the plumbing for the engine. Another bulkhead, some more instrument panels. Here's part of your wheel well and wing spars. These are all those small parts. We have a ton of small parts at the bottom here. We need 2 parts of the float. So these are the last 2 sprues. This is for the float section. So your main float, and then 2 outriggers on the wings, stabilizers, whatever. Looks like more of the wing spar, nose cone. So again, same fine crisp detail on the float as well. Again, I'm not sure if this aircraft is a fighter. I'd have to read up on it. If it is, having this float hanging from the bottom, I can't see it being that removable. It's going to cause a lot of drag and probably not very nice to fly, I imagine. So imagine it'd be quite tricky to land on the water as well. So these are the outriggers, pretty damn good. Again, 2 types of nose cone, small and large. Here's the back of the spinner. So yeah, nicely done, Edard.